for a school project or maybe a new app or even a YouTube channel, but it just feels so massive that you don't even know where to begin. It's like you're standing at the bottom of a mountain, looking up with absolutely no idea how to take that first step.
Yeah, that right there, we call that the huge project problem. It's that feeling of being completely and totally overwhelmed. You've got this giant goal in front of you, kind of like a final exam you have to study for, and the sheer size of it just freezes you, and you end up procrastinating, right? Not because you're lazy, but because the task just feels impossible.
But what if I told you there's a secret technique, a sort of cheat sheet for tackling any big project, a way to test if your idea is even any good, to see if you're on the right track before you pour weeks or months of work into it? Sounds pretty useful, doesn't it?
Well, that cheat sheet has a name. It's called the Minimum Viable Product, or just MVP for short. Now, I know, don't let the business-sounding name fool you. It's an incredibly simple and really powerful idea that can help you with almost anything you want to do.
So, what even is an MVP? Let's just break it down. It is the absolute simplest, most basic version of your idea that you can actually share with someone. The whole point isn't to create something perfect. Nope. It's to create something you can use to get real feedback and just learn as fast as you possibly can. And here it is. This is the core mission right here. The goal is to maximize your learning while putting in the least amount of effort. Just think about that for a second. It's not about building the biggest, flashiest thing right away. It's about being smart and efficient, learning what people actually want before you go and build the whole thing. Okay, to make this even clearer, let's look at what an MVP is versus what it isn't. An MVP is like the first chapter of your book, not the entire novel. It's a working skateboard that actually gets you from point A to point B. It's not the fully built luxury car. It's a simple study guide for just one topic, not the entire final exam. It's that small, functional first step.
Okay, let's make this super practical. I've got an analogy that I think you'll get right away. Let's imagine you have to write a really big book report for school. So, the assignment is this massive 10-chapter report, and you're just sitting there, staring at a blank notebook, feeling that stress creep in. You know the feeling. Where do you even start? Writing 10 chapters from scratch feels like an impossible task.
But then, your teacher comes over with some awesome advice. They say, hey, don't worry about all 10 chapters right now. Just focus on writing the very first chapter. Then bring it to me so we can look at it together. And all of a sudden, the task feels doable. So you do it. You write that first chapter and you show it to your teacher. They give you a thumbs up and say, this is a great start. But for the next chapters, maybe you should focus a little more on this one character. Boom, you just got incredibly valuable feedback before you wasted a ton of time writing the other 9 chapters the wrong way.
And that right there, that's the whole point. That single, complete first chapter, that was your MVP. It was the smallest possible version of your project you could share to get feedback and learn how to make the rest of it even better. See, that's the magic of it. So you're probably thinking, okay, that's cool, but how can I use this for my own projects? Well, let's walk through a super simple 4-step recipe. It's a formula you can follow for any big idea you have. Step 1, find the number 1 most important problem your idea is trying to solve. Step 2, brainstorm all the cool features you could add. But then, and this is the most important part, pick only the single most important one that solves that number 1 problem. Step 3, build just that one feature and get it out there. Share it fast. And finally, step 4, listen really carefully to the feedback. Learn from what people say and then decide what to do next. Need a real-world example? Let's talk about Dropbox. Their idea of syncing files between computers was, really complicated to build. So what was their MVP? Get this, it wasn't even software. It was a simple video that just showed how the product would work. They shared that video and thousands of people signed up immediately. That video proved that people wanted their idea before they ever wrote a single line of complicated code. How smart is that? Okay, we've covered a lot, so let's boil it all down. Let's wrap this up with the 3 most important things I want you to remember from all of this.
First up, start small to learn big. Don't try to build the entire castle all at once. Just build one solid brick, show it to people, and learn from what they say. That tiny bit of effort will give you huge insights.
Second, feedback is your superpower. Seriously, an MVP is just the tool designed to get you that feedback. It's the cheat code that tells you what to do next, and it saves you from wasting time on things that nobody actually wants. And third, and this one's a big one for your mindset, think of your MVP as a first draft.
not a final exam. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it's not supposed to be. Its only job is to be a starting point for learning and for improving. This takes all that pressure off to be perfect from day one.
So I'll leave you with a question to think about. Look at that big idea that's in your head. What's the smallest, simplest piece of it? Your first chapter, your skateboard, your simple little video? What's that one thing you could create and share with someone? Maybe even this week. Go on, give it a try.